we are going to talk on the most hottest topic today, which is build your immunity. Today we all are, together in the midst of the same crisis. As we see in the world, there are already 7.5 million cases with over 400,000 deaths. Every single country is battling this COVID problem, coronavirus problem. In our country, India also, we have about 300,000 infected and more than 9,000 are dead. And now, as the countries are slowly realizing that lockdown is not the solution, and slowly they are realizing that what this situation is demanding of us is that we have to face the virus. We have to finally come out, because how long can we be locked down? Because this situation doesn't seem to be abated because of just, keeping distance or just being in the house. So what is the solution that is coming out increasingly is we have to face the virus. And the best way we can face the virus is by building our immunity. Many long time people thought that maybe, if we have some vaccine or something, maybe we will be safe. But we are realizing that the virus is changing its structure so often that no single vaccine is going to suffice. Even till today, scientists have not found that how can one build immunity permanently. Right? Most of the people just focus on physical part of it. They think by eating healthy food, by exercising, by maintaining a disciplined lifestyle, we are going to have a good immunity. But that is just physical. What scientists have found that immune cells are what? What are immune cells? Immune cells are what? Basically, they attack the pathogens. The immunity system is the defense department of our body. When any outside organisms, the ones like bacteria, if they enter our body, it is the immune system which will generate these cells which will attack the pathogens, and they will also remember the attack for the next time. So every time we face a virus or a bacteria, we actually become stronger. And scientists know that to have a healthy immune system, you should have plenty of cells which are called T cells. And these T cells, basically, they are produced by a gland called the thymus gland from our body. The location of the thymus gland is here. It is, you can say, upper chest. It is below the throat chakra and above the anahat chakra. And these T cells, they are plenty when you are a child. That is why you see children don't fall sick so easily. But as you grow, right, these T cells are produced less and less. And after the age of 50, the thymus gland almost stops working. And we have to use whatever T cells we have got in the account. So scientists have found a direct link between immunity and the T cells. For people who don't have sufficient T cells or zero T cells, they are called immunocompromised. So these people fall prey to infections very fast. So today, we are going to talk more and more about the T cells and about the thymus. So as I said, the immune system is what fights. It fights against any attack. But we have to understand that this is just a physical system. A disorder in the system is telling that we are not actually fighting in life. Right? It is telling that in life we have problems, but we are not You will say, why? I'm fighting. Do you really face your problems in the face? Firstly, we have to understand, why are we born in this world? Are we born in this world to experience life, to enjoy, to do some karma? We are born in this world to realize our higher self. And what is our higher self? A higher self is one who has all the solutions. Our higher self is one who can solve all the problems. Our higher self is one who is never affected by anything. And that is why our higher self is Sat-Chit. It is in bliss, it is in love, and it is true. And what we have to do in this journey of life is, we have to connect to our higher self. And how will we connect to our higher self? By facing every single darkness that comes in. We will have challenges, we will have problems, but we have to find the inner strength to face the challenges and the problems. And that is called immunity. That is called the power to fight whatever comes in front. Today, you know that in life, we always see two sides of everything. If we see love, we see fear. Right? If we see honesty, we see dishonesty. If we see power, we see powerlessness. We can say, if we see light, we see dark. Now, what is light? We associate light with all the good qualities. Qualities of love, patience, power, right? Hard work, sincerity, purity, abundance, happiness. Light is everything that you want in life. Then what is dark? Dark is what you don't want. You don't want negativity. You don't want hatred. You don't want powerlessness. You don't want destruction. You don't want attack. So there is something you don't want, and there is something you want. Don't you think all of us want the same thing at the end of the day? All of us want the same light at the end of the day, because that is our true nature. And what is negativity? It is what we don't want. But this negativity is just the absence of positivity. Don't give it a form. Darkness is just the absence of light. Don't give it a form. Now I ask you a question. Is God light or is God darkness? God is not light and God is not dark. Never think that the good qualities is God, and never think the bad qualities is not God. Then what is God? God is that consciousness that converts the dark to light. God is that truth that converts the darkness to light. He is that understanding. He is that love. He is that intelligence. He is that power which converts darkness. That is why if you see Lord Shiva, you will see he has got two wives. One is Kali and one is Gauri. Lord Krishna also, sometimes he is dark and sometimes he is white. So we have to understand what you say is negative. Maybe for some particular situation, it could be. Like if you see the story of Mahabharata, in the battle, Arjun, before the battle, he started queuing and he fell on his knees and he told Lord Krishna, in spite of all my bravery and all my knowledge, I find myself, I cannot fight. I cannot lift the weapons. I don't want to kill my own guru. I don't want to kill my own brothers. Please help me. I want to leave all this. I don't want any property. So then what did Lord Krishna tell him? Lord Krishna told him, you have to surrender to me. You have to surrender to the truth. So in times, it is possible you have to tell lies. It is possible in times you have to hurt someone. You might have to even destroy someone. You might have to remove someone. You might have to commit an act which seems negative to some person, but it could be the truth at that time. And you will ask, how do I know what is the truth? You will know what is the truth when you surrender to what is. You will know the truth when you connect to yourself and become internalized. You will know the truth when you're free from ego. When you connect to faith. You will know the truth when you act without emotions. Today, our biggest problem is emotions. Because of emotions, we are not able to find solution to problems. Don't you see, whenever you have any adversity, any problem, someone hurts you, someone betrays you, you have a loss, you have an issue in your family, you have an issue in your career, what happens with you? You become emotional. Right? And when you become emotional, what happens? You start finding who created the problem. Many times you start blaming and accusing other people. Oh, he is the cause of my problem. He hurt me. He cheated me. I trusted him with my money. He took my money. I trusted her, but she did this to me. My children did this to me. This person did this to me. My company did this to me. Most of the clients I meet, they have problems with the world. They feel they are fine, they are okay, they are naive, they are innocent, they are sweet. They feel, I don't want to harm someone. Why people are doing this to me? But God is not light. He is not just the good qualities. So when you feel victimized, powerless, you blame people, you point fingers at situations which are adverse, you are actually pointing finger at the world that they are the cause of your life. Other kind of people are who blame themselves. That no, I am not blaming people, something is wrong with me. So there is a section of people who find problems with themselves. They suffer from low self-esteem. Most of the autoimmune diseases happen because people are attacking themselves. That I am the cause of the problem. So they are the kind of people, their finger is pointed at themselves. Now there are some people, they cannot find people at fault, or they cannot find themselves at fault. Then they start searching who is at fault. Is it my planets? They go to astrology. Please see my chart. Is it Rahu? Is it Ketu? Which dasha is going on? Why am I facing this problem for no fault of? And there are some people who start thinking my destiny is wrong. There is something flawed with my karma. My karma baggage is wrong. And some people start finding God doesn't love. So their finger is pointed towards. But does your immune system do this? When a virus attacks your body, does the immune system ask that who is at fault? Does your immune system ask that did I do something to get the virus in? Or the virus is the problem, or God is the problem? Your immune system, what it does? It just attacks the virus. It just kills them. Your problem is you're not attacking the virus. You're finding problems here, here, or here. You're not realizing there is no problem. There is a solution in. You're not connecting to the solution. Till you do not connect with yourself, Because the solution is not found in any book. You will not find solution asking someone. You will find solution inside, because God is. Solution is found in your heart. It is the seat of intelligence. Solution is found when you connect to yourself with faith. Solution is found when you trust yourself, when you know the nature of life. According to Patanjali Yoga Sutra, all the suffering in this world happens because there is clash. Clash means non-alignment with life. Life wants you to flow like this, you want to flow like this. And why there is non-alignment? It is because of reasons like ignorance. You don't know how life functions. It is because of ego. It is because of too much attachment with life. It is because of aversion. And lastly, it is because of clinging on to life. You cling on to life. And as Lord Buddha said, that all the problems in this world are because of attachment. We are so attached, and that's why we are so emotional. Now, those are different lessons of how to let go of attachment. Because when you look at something neutrally, you don't look at it from the lens of your identity. You don't look at it from the lens of your definitions. You see the truth. And when you see the truth, the solution comes. So basically what we'll be focusing on today's session is how to attack problems. Because when in the real world, you learn how to attack problems rather than blaming, you will have a very strong immunity. Let the virus come. We cannot escape from it. If you know I can attack, it will just take a deter. It will not affect you at all. Today, this world has become so fast-paced. It has become so demanding that people are just running. They are just running. They are not solving problems. And that is why life has taken such a decision to make the people stop, wait, stay at home, think. It is like in class, if a child is very naughty, what does the teacher do? The teacher tells the child, you're disturbing the class, you're disturbing yourself, you're not listening to my lesson, go out. At least in India, they do that. Stand outside the class, alone. With criminals, what you do? When they commit a crime, you tell them, go in the jail and sit alone. Why sit alone? When you sit alone, you introspect. When you introspect, some solution will come. So today, this virus is telling you have to go inside, you have to introspect. Because finally, the solution we have to find inside only. So basically, what we are learning in this seminar is how to fight. Right? Fight means what? What is fighting? Turning the darkness to light. Is fighting only for our benefit? Is fighting only to get what we want? Do we just fight to get our selfish interests, get accomplished? Fighting is always for the truth. Today, if there are two people, one has got a set of opinions, other person has a different set of opinions. Who will win? Will the stronger person win? Will the person who is more arrogant, will he win? Will the person who has more money, he will win? Who will win? The truth will. Ultimately, the truth will win. If a person is very bossy, very selfish, very arrogant, he terrorizes people, he might win temporarily. Ultimately, the truth will win. Then you will say, what this person can do? He has so much money, he terrorizes, he's arrogant. What he has to do? He can do one of the 5. There are 5 ways to solve a problem. First way, you can communicate. Many problems in life are solved by communication. You can understand the person and you can make yourself understand. While it needs a lot of patience and love and faith to listen, it takes a lot of power. And communication is not one way, it's two ways. Have the patience, have the compassion, have the faith to listen to someone, to understand the person. And have the power to communicate and make yourself understand. That's the first. Second, some problems are solved by intelligence. We have intelligent solutions to this. Third, some problems require power. In every situation, you have power. If you are a mother, you have power over your child. If you are a spouse, you have a power over your husband. If you are a child, you have power over your mother. If you are an employee, you have a power over your employer based on your talents, based on what you give him. If you are an employer, you have power over your employee based on what you offer. If you are a client, you have a power over your supplier. If you are a supplier, you have power over your client. Everyone has power. Power is what you give to them. And you have to use the power to change the situation for the truth. Then, what is the fourth way? Fourth way is, in many situations, we have to rise above the negative. There is negativity. There is people are cheating, people are doing negative. Sometimes we have to rise above the negativity with faith, with patience. That situations are negative now, but they will change. Interference will come from divine, they will change. When we can't do anything, we can have faith, we can have patience. And lastly, if some situations are so negative, don't be attached. You have to forgive and detach. So every single problem has got a solution and you can find a solution. Every single problem has got one of the 5 ways by which you can solve it. And that is how your immune system works. If you ask any doctor that how does it work, he will tell you there are 3 ways, there are 3 steps in which the immune system works. Whenever a pathogen, a virus or bacteria enters your system, initially what happens, the innate immune response kicks off. In this, what happens? Cells come, lot of interferons, which are called antiviral cells, they are generated from your regular cells. And they cause inflammation and fever. This is the time you stop feeling hungry. Because the cells that are infected, they start to die. At the same time, these interferons are stopping the pathogens from attacking other cells. Then a second stage comes. It produces hormones, and these hormones, they make the other cells alert. They make them alert that there are pathogens. Please be careful and protect yourself. Then it takes up to 6 to 7 days for your adaptive immune response to it. Because all this while, when your cells were getting inflamed, there was fever, the cells were committing suicide, your adaptive immune response was basically making a strategy to attack the. And this adaptive immune response, it consists of T cells which come from your thymus. It makes a strategy, collects itself together, an intelligence system comes and that it attacks. And it also remembers the attack for the next time. So what does this immune response tell us? Initially, if you are hyper negative, the inflammation, the fever will catch you. So many people who are dying of coronavirus, they're dying because they become so emotional, they become so fearful. They are not having patience that I will find a solution. What is happening is all the emotions are generated in the heart and the lungs, and these are getting filled up. They are not having patience that I will be able to generate the power to destroy the virus. Now my next question comes to you. Where do you think the attack comes from? Which organ or which chakra? Have you noticed that whenever you are fearful, or even before you used to give your exams, how you used to have butterfly feelings? Because when you are ready for an attack, it is the stomach which gets, those nerves and jitters. You always attack anything from the stomach. Your stomach is the place where the fire, the light, the acids, they transform the food. They transform whatever you eat. You eat junk, you eat healthy food. They will transform it, take the juice out and throw the rubbish. And that is why, you will see many healers telling that when there is a virus, it comes to your throat, have hot water. Why hot water? If the virus goes to the stomach, it is gone. If any pathogen, any negativity goes till the stomach, it is gone. Then you don't have to fear. Today, what is happening is everyone is eating very healthy food. I'm very sure everyone will come out healthy after the lockdown with few extra pounds. We know we have to eat turmeric, we know we have to eat tulsi, and there are so many things we are eating. But you are strengthening your stomach. But then what about the virus? To reach the stomach, there are so many gates. Now, what are the different gates in you which are closed? They are closed. Because the gates are closed, the virus is not reaching the stomach. It is getting locked here. And because of that, so many people are getting serious, critical. What are the different gates? How do you take in negativity? What are the different gates in your body? They are your five senses. You will take in any negativity either from the eyes, you see a negativity, or you will smell it, or you will taste it, or you will hear it, or you will touch it. When any negativity enters your body, it first goes through certain gates which have to be opened. First, the gate of hope. This is the crown chakra. That yes, I can take in negativity. Because whatever I'm facing, it is a test from my Lord, from my God. It is like a student surrendering that whatever you have given me test, you have given me, I'm going to answer. It is for me. So first is the gate of hope. Second, in the third eye chakra, the gate of acceptance. In the throat chakra, the gate of wisdom. That yes, whatever is coming, I'm going to solve. Then the thymus chakra, the gate of faith. This is the gate of understanding. This is the gate where you tolerate negativity. This is the gate where you have patience. Problem is there. I'm nervous, I'm scared. But I know I will solve. It's not that we are going to face all the problems, like this. No, we are scared. We are nervous. But I have faith. I can tolerate it without emotions. I can understand it. I have faith. Some solution will come. Some solution will come from inside me. He will give me. So this is the gate of tolerance, understanding, faith, patience. And this is the thymus. We are going to hear more about it. Now from this gate, it will come to the heart. And it is the encompassing the love, the trust. That yes, the solution will come and the problem looks adverse, but I trust, I love. If light has to convert darkness, light itself, it has to envelop the darkness. A light cannot tell the darkness, no, no, go, go, go. Light cannot push away the darkness with fear. Light cannot have self-doubt. Light cannot have hatred for darkness. What light will do to the darkness? Okay, you are an ignorance inside. You are something which I don't know. But I know my nature. My nature is to envelop you with love. It is just to envelop. I know solution will come. What light will do? It will envelop the darkness with love, because heart only knows love. It doesn't know how to attack. It doesn't know how to hate. If you hate with your heart, it's gone. It's closed. Today, people have so many health issues because most of the people have closed hearts. Why? Because they don't understand the nature of light. And as I said earlier, this disease has manifested as a global pandemic because there is something all of us are not doing. We are not having faith and trust in the nature of it. That life is for self-evolution. Life is for understanding the nature of it. Today, because this world has become so fast-paced, we have become selfish. We have become intolerant. We have become impatient. Today, what we want is just to achieve our goal. We are running. We just want that I have to get my work done. My goal has to be achieved. For that, if I have to trample something, whether it is a person or nature, I don't care. Today, either we are trampling or either we are bypassing the problem or we are running away from the problem, but we are not solving the problem. We are not trying to understand. Our nature is to solve problems, not to cut the problem. If a student in school has got a question paper, should he try to throw the question paper away? Or should he try that, I don't want this paper, give me another paper, another paper, another paper? Or should he try to somehow cheat and write the answers? No, he has to solve the problems. Your teacher is very intelligent. If you don't solve the problems, your teacher is going to go give more and more problems till you are forced to look inside. Today, all of us have to become spiritual and we have to find the meaning of life and we have to attune to it. This is the time has come when the world has to turn inwards into spirituality. Because spirituality is our higher self. It is our true self, not our higher self, the true self. Today, we are attuned to our lower self or our ignorance. Now, this is the chakra. I told you the location. This is a 3-petaled chakra, which is located at the region of the thymus gland. I have called it Atma chakra because I like Hindi names, but it is also called the soul chakra because this is the seat of your soul. Now, this chakra is ruled by a god, and that god is Sudarshan. Do you know what is Sudarshan? Have you seen the Sudarshan chakra on the right index finger of Lord Vishnu? What does it do? He hurls it at the enemy. It destroys the enemy, it cuts through the darkness and it comes back to the person who holds it. Lord Krishna holds it on his little finger. This is the region of the chakra, location. The shape of this chakra is circle. The color is a beautiful aquamarine. The planet is Chiron, which we don't know much about, so we can't do any prayers for it. Endocrine gland is thymus. It governs your immunity, and the organs are nerves. Every chakra governs certain organs. So this is the location where your nerves find expression. And that is why when you become nervous, you become anxious, this chakra gets, element is. This is also called the higher heart chakra or the seat of the soul. And as I said, this
is the place where T cells are produced. These are the white blood cells which are produced, and they get matured into T cells in this gland. They perform two functions. First, what they do, they distinguish the offensive cells and the non-offensive cells. They distinguish the pathogens from the safe body cells. Second, they destroy the virus or the bacteria. And third, they remember the attack for the next time. Now, more about this chakra, that the organs which are ruled by the Atma chakra are heart, blood vessels, lungs, diaphragm, thoracic spine, ribs, breasts, hands. So you can see all these organs, they are governed by this Atma chakra. And as I said, this is called the higher heart. The heart chakra is Anahat chakra, and the lower heart chakra is called Rit Padma chakra. So you can say your heart chakra is divided into three parts, each performing a different function. But ultimately, when a person gets enlightened, all the three merge and become a heart chakra. And that is why they say enlightened people have a large heart, because all the three hearts merge into one large heart. This thymus chakra, as I said, with age, the T cells, they reduce in the production as you age. And that is why your immunity goes down with age. But as I said, if the chakra is blocked, the capacity of its production of T cells also drops. Now, this thymus chakra is a seat of compassion. This is where, when this chakra opens, infinite compassion blossoms in a person.
So when this chakra is blocked, you have got certain emotional effects. One is it causes anxiety. But I notice that people experience anxiety in two ways. There are some kind of people who have loss of feelings. They cannot feel anything. They stop feeling to protect themselves. And another kind of people, they become super anxious. They become hypertensive. When this chakra is blocked, you face certain physical effects when this chakra remains blocked for a prolonged time. One is asthma, pneumonia, bronchitis, lung cancer, hypertension, heart attack, palpitation, immune dysfunction, including allergies, autoimmune disorders like myasthenia gravis, hypothyroidism, ulcerative colitis, lupus, etc. So if anyone has these diseases, this chakra is definitely very blocked. And what I believe very strongly, if you learn the lessons of this chakra, it will open. In order to open the chakra, there are several ways. One is mantra chanting. One is wearing Rudraksha and gemstones. And one is meditation and learning the lessons of this chakra. If you ask me personally, ki ma'am, which is the best method, I will tell you, learn the lessons. Even if you follow different remedies like aromatherapy, color therapy, sound, right? Gemstones, Rudraksh, mantra. The purpose of everything is that you learn the lessons. There is no use that you are following many different processes, but you're not open to learning. So if you learn the lessons, and the best way to learn lessons is through meditation and introspection. And once you learn the lesson, the chakra will open, the disease will disappear. I am 100% confident every single disease, it could be blood pressure, diabetes, hypertension, autoimmune problems, cancer, every single disease, can be solved. Every single disease can be treated by learning the lessons. And the way to learn the lessons is by by introspection, by meditation. So when this chakra is balanced, you feel very compassionate. When this is blocked, basically the reason of blockage is this. First is intolerance. You will notice you cannot tolerate things easily. Whenever things don't go as per you, what happens? You become so irritable. You cannot tolerate things which are different than your definitions. If you have told someone to do something and he does otherwise, you notice what happens with you. So emotional. Then how will you face the virus? How will you face negativity if you're so intolerant? What if you have to tolerate every single thing that you face in this world? Every single negativity you have to tolerate because you are light. So the emotions that come because of intolerance, you have to look at them in meditation and you have to release them. What technique we use in Chakra Yoga? I personally find it very, very powerful. In this technique, what we do, we imagine the situation. We imagine different situations that come in front of us where we lose our cool, where you become so intolerant. If you are a spouse, how you become intolerant when your husband behaves a certain way. As a mother, how you become intolerant when your children behave a certain way. As an employer, how you become intolerant when your staff behaves a certain way. When neighbors behave a certain way, when life behaves a certain way. How you start becoming hypertensive. You start blaming people, blaming yourself, blaming life. You have to see that negativity and you have to release it in a meditation. And this meditation, what we teach, it has to be done just one time in life. In one time, you can remove intolerance. Next block is impatience. Everyone wants it now. Let me confess to you one thing. I was also very, very impatient. Whenever I used to give some work to someone and used to ask me, excuse me, when do you want it done? I said, I wanted it to be done yesterday. So I was very impatient, very, very. But by meditation, by self-introspection, I'm very glad now that I could develop the patience within me. Because what happens is when we are impatient, we just run, we don't learn. We just trample over things. We are not considerate, we don't have compassion. And when we are impatient, we do so many mistakes that we have to repeat. We have to keep on doing the same thing again and again. We have to keep on doing more corrections than creations. We are correcting our errors more than we are doing something new. So today, a lot of people are facing this problem of impatience. They are just running. Why? Because we have got attuned to karma. We think we are the doer. And we think that everything is about completing some task. We think I should complete one task, set it aside. Complete one task, set it aside. We are just collecting our achievements. But what if life is not about collecting achievements? What if life is just about learning from the work? A student doesn't have to face 100 exams. He has to face few exams properly to learn. Because if you don't learn, exams will become 1,000. So life is about learning, not completing something. But because of, ignorance about the nature of life, people attune to karma or doingness. So this impatience also, the best way to deal with impatience is meditate. See your impatience. Feel it. Feel how much you want things very fast. You can't wait. Anyhow, you want to have shortcuts. Nowadays, when people have diseases, they don't have patience. That let me use naturotherapy. Everyone will go to the doctor. Doctor will say, do bypass. Change the organ transplant. Change your bone, change your liver, change your heart. Everything is now changeable. People don't have time. They'll ask the doctor, okay, doctor, I have to go to office. How much time it will take? When they have cancer, quickly they want radiation, they want chemotherapy. Everyone wants to just get done. Even with the virus, people are waiting. When vaccine will come? When vaccine will come? Vaccine will not come. Sorry to say, you have to have patience. You have to learn the lessons. You have to develop immunity from inside. Enough of doctors. Enough of dependency on pharmacy. Enough of dependency on others. You have to fight, not flight. Your body is so strong, it can face the virus. Every time it will face the virus, it will become stronger. Every time you face a problem, you will become stronger. And we are not new to virus. Do you know, we are surrounded by millions and billions of bacteria and viruses. Do you know these viruses, how many you have on your own body even today? They are inside your nails, they are between your teeth, they are in your hair. There are more viruses on your body than there are people on this earth. Why are you so scared? Why can't you face this virus? You have to remove the fear, I cannot face this virus. And you have to be ready to face every single challenge in life and nothing will touch you. Just be ready to learn the lessons. Next is lack of understanding. Now this is a serious problem with most of the people. We don't want to understand the other person. Why should I understand? He should understand. Today, why we have conflicts with people? Why? Why we cannot understand certain situations? Why? Because we are so emotional. Right? Because we are so emotional, we are not able to tune to understanding. Today, we are not able to understand people. We are not able to understand situations. Why? Because we are so emotional. We are so egoistic. We are so full of definitions. What should have happened? Why did he do this? He or she supposed to do this. He did this earlier. Now he is doing it again. We are not ready to understand why a certain situation manifested today. We are not able to connect to today because we are so much in distractions and illusions and definitions. So we find it very hard to understand. And what is understanding? Is understanding just one thing? No. In order to understand someone, we have to first accept the person. Accept that yes, this situation is happening like this. Don't say it is right or wrong. It is happening. This person has cheated me. I have been betrayed. I've got a loss. I've lost my job. I have this problem. My spouse has this issue. My child has this issue. Accept. First, accept the problem. Then have faith that yes, this problem has come because something of me, was not aligned. I was aligning to some darkness, so it has happened. First, understand God never gives problems. Don't think this corona disease is caused by God. Life never gives problems. Life never gives diseases. Life is a mother. You had a problem or corona is happened because you aligned to absence of God. You aligned to darkness. It is like a mother and a child. A mother will never want a child to fall down. Or mother will never want to, a child to have a problem. But when the child doesn't listen to the mother, he faces it. So God is a mother. He will never create any negativity for you. You went away from God, so you went into negativity. So this lack of understanding happens because first, there was lack of acceptance. Second, you did not have faith that this problem has come because I have aligned to some negativity. And third, we will be able to understand the problem when you trust your Manipuri chakra. That yes, I have power. I can face it. And today, I'm responsible for the problem. Today, a very big thing. Till you are not responsible for your problem, you cannot solve it. It is very important to become responsible for your problem. If something in your life is not working, accept it, honor it, have faith, and become responsible. Become responsible doesn't mean blame yourself. Become responsible to solve the problem. As I said, the lord of this chakra is Sudarshan, Lord Sudarshan. And this chakra is not actually thrown at the enemy. It leaves the finger by intention, right? God just creates an intention and it goes to the enemy and comes back. A very nice way to help in the healing of this chakra is by chanting the mantra of this chakra. By chanting the Sudarshan Gayatri mantra. I will recommend everyone to meditate on this for 45 minutes every day. So this mantra means Om Sudarshanaya Vidmahe. O Lord Sudarshan, Mahajwalaye Dhimahi. I meditate on your Mahajwala. I meditate on your fire. So Om Sudarshanaya Vidmahe Mahajwalaye Dhimahi Tanno Chakraha Prachodaya. May you manifest in me. Now this thymus chakra gives a very beautiful message. Just like a thorn is a part of a rose. A rose is nothing without thorns. Darkness is absence of light. With darkness, light expands. The day you start being grateful for your problems, you will evolve. Life is nothing without negativity. It is nothing without adversity. You have to honor darkness the same way you honor light. Negativity is absence of positivity. Because of negativity, you realize. Your soul shines through by balance. This chakra teaches you that life is all about balance. It teaches you that what is the significance of having the star? Because, if you see the diagram of the heart chakra, there is a star. And what is the significance of the star? It shows that we are material also, right? And we are divine also. The downward pointing and upward pointing triangle. That we are feminine also, masculine also. We are materialistic also, we are divine also. The lessons we learn, the higher lessons we learn, they are helpful to live in this material. Whatever lessons of life you are learning, they are helping you to get progress in the material